There are many cemeteries in the United States. Some are old and some are new. Some hold sad secrets and some don't. But there's one cemetery that may be the most haunted place in the country. This is Illinois, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. The cemetery was established in 1832 and is located in Midlothian, just outside of Chicago. For decades, it was the resting place for thousands of people until it closed in 1967. It is now the property of the Cook County Forest Preserve District. According to them, no new bodies were ever buried here after 1967, and that all the graves were filled with the remains of people who died before then. However, locals beg to differ. They claim that the cemetery is still an active burial site and that many people are still being laid to rest there. That's probably why so many ghosts have been spotted wandering around the graveyard. In 1933, two men driving through the area reported seeing a horse-drawn carriage driving through the cemetery. The driver of the carriage didn't seem to care about the fact that he was driving right towards them. And when they finally blew their horn, the phantom carriage simply vanished. A similar case was reported back in 1940, when a local priest claimed to have seen a phantom carriage as well. He also saw a group of monks standing around a freshly dug grave. He tried to speak to them, but couldn't hear anything they said. Then, when he reached out to touch one of the monks, he felt nothing but air. These monks are believed to be the ghosts of Irish immigrants who died while working on the nearby railroad and were subsequently buried at Bachelor's Grove, but that's not all. There are other ghosts that walk these grounds. Most of them are said to be the spirits of young children who died of various illnesses and whose graves are marked with small angels. Some visitors have reported hearing children laughing and playing near the angels, which led researchers to believe that these are the spirits of the dead children. However, this next story takes the cake. It was published in Reader's Digest in 1966 and tells the story of how a man was walking his dog through the cemetery when his canine companion suddenly stopped in his tracks and began barking. At first, the dog just stood there barking, but then he began running through the cemetery, with the man following close behind. Suddenly, the dog began acting like he had seen a ghost, which he then proceeded to chase. The man watched in amazement as his dog ran through the cemetery, jumped over a stone wall, and disappeared. When he went to look over the wall, he saw that there was a sheer drop of more than 20 feet, and yet the dog had somehow managed to climb over it. And as for the ghost dog, no one has ever seen him again. All these stories might seem like creepy coincidence, but there is one piece of evidence that proves without a shadow of a doubt that there are ghosts at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Take a look at this picture. Isn't it beautiful? It looks like something straight out of a storybook. A young girl sitting on a tombstone, lost in thought, but if you look closely, you'll notice something strange. Where are her parents? Why did they leave her all alone in a cemetery? Well, because they're dead. Of course, that's right. The girl in the photo is not only a ghost, but she is also the ghost of a murderer. Her name was Helen Viola, and she took the life of her own mother. She then buried her body in Bachelor's Grove and made up a story about how her mother had run away from home. But eventually, Helen's evil deeds caught up with her, and she was sentenced to life in prison. And now she spends her afterlife in the only place she knew how to make people disappear, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. All these stories make Bachelor's Grove Cemetery one of the most haunted places in the U.S., or maybe even the world. But do you believe in ghosts? Have you ever seen one? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an amazing video. And I'll see you next time.